The real difficult part for us, I think, was obviously losing 3 children prior to Chloe.
I went into labor without any reason, and we prematurely delivered our first baby boy, and his name was Cade Michael Saxton. He unfortunately was too small to survive.
I would argue that most parents don't quite, don't understand the feelings that you have in that situation unless you really go through it on your own.
He weighed 12 ounces and he was 11 inches long, and we got to hold him and be with him and love him for a short period of time and then say our goodbyes.
When we lost the first boy, Cade, especially, it was really difficult because we felt like we did everything right, and yet we still weren't able to have our son.
The next year, I got pregnant without any problems again. And then at 21 weeks gestation, I went into labor again prematurely. And so we delivered our second boy, and his name was Court James Saxton, and he was too small to survive as well. He was the same size as our first son, and we got to love him and hold him and be with him for a short period of time as well.
And then we were, I would argue, even angrier when we lost our second son. It was difficult, very, very difficult.
So we did decide to adopt a baby. The day before we were supposed to turn in our paperwork for the adoption, I got sick brushing my teeth, and that's how I knew with the first 2 pregnancies that I was pregnant. So I called Jamie at home, not how you really want to tell your husband that you're pregnant, but I just needed to tell him. I called him at work and I said, you're never gonna believe it, but I'm pregnant. And he said, what? How'd that happen? So,
to be quite honest, I think I was pretty optimistic because this was something that was different. This was twins versus a single boy, so I was optimistic. But I think in the back of my mind, I always thought that this was going to probably end up not being a good thing.
At 16 weeks, we lost Chloe's twin. They don't know why. She was an identical twin, so they were a little pessimistic in the fact that most likely, or we had the potential to lose Chloe as well.
I think we were, particularly after we lost Chloe's twin, I think we were really, really on edge because we just figured things probably, as I said, probably wouldn't go well. But I think once we got past 24 weeks, I think we became a little bit more optimistic because we knew that because of the research of the March of Dimes, Chloe had a fighting chance.
And Chloe was born prematurely on October 13th, and she weighed 2 pounds and 2 pounds 5 ounces, and she was 14 inches long. Hearing her cry was amazing. It was like this relief lifted off of us that our baby's alive.
I liken her crying to, it was almost like a weak kitten. You could just barely hear her crying, but it was just, that was we had never heard that before. So it was such a relief to hear any noise out of our child.
Seeing her for the first time, she was intubated, so she was on a ventilator, which was so hard to see, but she was alive, and it was just awesome to see.
I just can't believe, there's so many times where I will look at her and just think to myself, I can't believe that when she was born, I held her entire body in my hands. And here she is now riding around on her bicycle and running through the yard and laughing, and she's just a normal child. And I just can't believe the progress she has made from being a very somewhat hopeless individual to just a vibrant, young, beautiful child.
She brings so much happiness and joy into our life. Just seeing her is just a miracle in itself, and having her with us, and there's not a day that doesn't go by that I don't think of what we have, how blessed we are to have her.
I think the March of Dimes gave me and my wife Amanda probably the best gift that you can receive, and that is the gift to raise a child.
The March of Dimes is amazing, and I feel that they've given us the biggest gift in the world with the research they've done, and that Chloe is able to be here, and I feel like I'm giving back and helping by volunteering as well to help other families experience the same joy that we have.